Welcome to the Universal Conquest tutorial. Here you will learn the controls and how to play the game. Press enter now. Press W, S, A, or D, or use the arrow keys to move the camera. Alternatively, you can press page up or page down to adjust the view. Universal Conquest is a turn-based strategy game. After you move fleets and armies, construct buildings, and recruit new troops. First, move a fleet in space. Select the fleet of warships in the system by left-clicking on a nearby green fleet. They show up as small triangles with swords in them. All combat
Battle Group 30.
Your civilization's fleets are shown in green. Neutral fleets are shown in yellow, and hostile fleets are shown in red. If you would like the fleets if you right-click anywhere on the screen, you can send the fleet to that location. Fleets will take time to travel across the universe.
Moving out.
Fleets can only move so far every turn. Different hyperdrives can allow for faster. Now select the inhabited planet in this system. It has a green indicator. Different indicator colors indicated different planets. Green for habitable or inhabited friendly planets. Yellow. You are now in the planetary view. You can move the mouse to the left and right of the screen to move the view. Here you can construct units, construct cities, or move armies, among other things. Planets are the centerpieces of your empire, and where armies and fleets, great cities, facilities, and other creation. To construct units, ships, and buildings, you will need two resources: planetary materials and interstellar wealth. Planetary materials are different for different buildings have different units and ships they can construct. Depending on the structure, different constructions can build different units. Spaceports can construct starships. Military bases can construct military vehicles and recruit infantry. And cities can recruit militia and construct. You have selected a city. Cities can build militia and construction units. Military. We're going to build a construction crew now. To do this, press build on the side of the screen. You will see a list of given units that are constructible in this screen. Left-click on the box labeled construction crew. If you don't see it, try selecting another city with left-click and hit build. Now select build at the top of the screen. This will begin construction of the unit at that location on the map. Armies such as
New construction crew.
When you generate a unit, it may take several months or turns to construct or train, depending on the unit. You can cancel by hitting the unit in the queue in the bottom. Armies are shown as small green circles on the planet. To select an army, left-click on one of your armies on this planet. You may have to move the view to the left and right of the screen by moving the mouse to the edges of the screen. Alternatively, you can try the flat view by pressing Tab.
Receiving.
Armies and fleets show the contents of your troops, which will appear on the map in the battle map. Armies, construction crews, and fleets all contain different kinds of units that can do different things. Each is led by a leader who controls the strongest unit in the fleet or army. The amount of troops you have affects or to resolve. To select multiple fleets, hold Shift and left-click another fleet. Press Enter.
Yes, sir.
Oceans, land, and other obstacles can prevent movement of an army or fleet on a planet. Certain terrain on planets can take longer to move across than other parts. If you have an army walk through cities, for example, they can move 10 times as farther than in a desert. If you selected an ocean fleet, then ocean fleets can only move on ocean tiles, marked in black hydrocarbon or blue water. When two armies meet, they will engage in combat. The view screen on the left contains the contents of each army, a unit in the battle map. By mousing over the unit in the list, you can see the type of unit it is, if it flies, if it goes on water, its health and damage, and so forth. The leader's traits affect the way the units perform on the battle map. Left-click on Leader at the bottom left to view the leader. Each leader has various traits that affect auto-resolve and units on the battle map. Charisma affects moral damage, temper affects damage, authority affects max morale, and so forth. Press Army to go back to the previous view. Certain armies and fleets can deploy other units. For example, if you have a carrier or a strategic missile cruiser, you can deploy interceptors or nuclear missiles respectively by going to the build menu for the army. These have limited amounts that can be deployed, and they must return to either a military base or a planet if a space fleet to restore ammunition and fighters if lost or deployed. Press Enter now. Mouse over and right-click somewhere on the planet to move an army or ocean fleet across the planet. The army will find a path to reach its destination. If it cannot move there, then you will have to find another location. The army will attempt to find a way to wherever you send it. However, oceans can prevent an army from moving there, by which you may have to move an army into space via a spaceport to land it where you want it on the planet. Right-click on the map to move an army now. Army. You can see how the army moves across the planet every turn. However, a fleet or army can only move so far each turn. Once the movement on the army is exhausted, it will be unable to move again until next month. Press Enter now. Ending a turn will allow armies and fleets to replenish their movement. However, other civilizations will move their units as well. If a hostile force is attacking your system, or you have hostile armies on the planet, then the invading force will attack once you end your turn. Left-click the hourglass button at the top and confirm it with your leader to end your turn.
Command, we still have 6 fleets or armies that have not received orders in over a month. Are you sure you want to end your turn?
The different civilizations in the universe will now move their fleets and armies before you move yours. This takes place across every part of the universe you have explored. Press Enter now. Select an army, preferably one within marching distance to a spaceport. We are going to show you how to move armies from one planet to another. Once you have done this, go back to the solar view. Hit backspace to continue. Alternately, you can press the solar view button in the bottom left corner.
Ready. Command, Army Division 96U moving now. Army Division 96, you moving out as ordered. 400 units south. Command, we still have 8 fleets or armies that have not received orders in over a month. Are you sure you want to end your turn?
We are now in the solar view. Here you might notice that your fleet you moved earlier on has advanced some distance. Again, while different hyperdrives can cause fleets to move slower or longer depending on the hyperdrive they are using, you can select which one to use in the contents view for that fleet. Press enter now. We are now going to move the army you have selected into space. Ensure that you have an army selected. If not, return to the planetary view and select an army. Once you have an army selected, right-click anywhere in the system to move it there. This may take several turns. If the army has not reached space after ending a turn several times, then a spaceport may not be reachable. The army is stranded, and you will have to select another army on the planet closer to a spaceport.
Command, Army Division 96U receiving. Army Division 96U waiting orders. Army Division 90.
Now that the army is in space, the army has moved into transports. Once the army is in transports, it can move across the universe, anywhere.
Army Division 96U moving to new position.
Right-click anywhere to land an army on the planet. The army will now move.
Army Division 90.
You can land colony ships the same way and they will leave towns instead, allowing cities to spread across the planet. You can also land nuclear or antimatter missiles the same way, which will explode the moment they hit the planet, destroying any structure there, damaging any army they hit, and leaving a massive crater in its wake. In most cases, this will turn the tile into barren rock. Press enter now. Press backspace or hit the solar view button. You will see there is now an alien fleet in the center system around the primary star in the center of the minimap. They are intruding into your space and must be destroyed. Select a battle group or other combat fleet with left click, and right click the alien fleet to attack it. Your fleet will path to the other fleet. Do this now.
Battle Group 38 am ready. All systems go. Battle Group.
Your fleet may take. A confrontation like this means war. If you do not wish to fight, you can attempt to retreat or negotiate. Negotiation only rarely works, and if you attempt to retreat, the other army may prevent you from doing so. You will now be presented with the option to auto-resolve the battle. Once the game is loaded, press enter or click and you have arrived at the battle map. To move the view, use WSA or D or the arrow keys to move the view. Alternately, you can move the view using the minimap at the bottom of the screen. Try moving the view over the green dots on the minimap. To select a unit, simply double left click on the unit, left click and drag to select groups of units. Do this now.
Space War.
When units are selected, they have an outline and the health bar turns light blue. Hostile units are red, friendly are green, and neutral are yellow. To move the unit or units you selected, right-click anywhere on the...
Moving out.
You can see that your units will path to another location on the battle map. When enemy units get in range, right-click or drag right-click with control to attack other units. Moving units outside the red bounds will cause them to retreat. Press enter now. You must now try to defeat the enemy fleet. However, your enemies are more advanced than you and you will likely lose. Best to give it your best shot anyway. They will show up as red on the minimap. Left-clicking and dragging on the minimap moves the view. Destroy the enemy fleet and eliminate your companion. One more thing. Avoid moving your ships into asteroids, as that can do substantial damage to them. Remember, controls are shown above if you cannot remember.
Space Warbird responding. Moving out now. Estimated distance at 1024. Proceeding to location. Coordinates locked in. Space Warbird course locked in. Taking shots. Space Warbird under fire. Confirmed hostile fire. Under fire. Confirmed hostile fire. We're under attack. Space Warbird moving. Enemy coordinates stacked. Confirmed hostile fire. We're under fire. 1,200